Sport colonist was there.
And he was saying that there were 60 shots.
60 shots.
Up
Restaurant
to
was
60
open.
There was a restaurant open. Um, there was witnesses who claimed all the way from one guy in a hockey mask to
okay, hockey mask shooters
to a couple kids in
and
white
camouflage
masks and camo.
And load-bearing vest.
Load-bearing vest, yeah, because
Okay,
most
so
most people still
vest-
think that it's a bulletproof vest
Okay,
right now.
so
Whatever.
so let me get this in line with the whole
Sure.
anti-neural daughter ideal. So if I was a neural daughter, what would I do? So what I would do is I'd get someone with the load-bearing vest, fully load them up with tons of ammo. So in a load-bearing vest, you could carry about 90 rounds comfortably, where you're literally able to just run around, able to maneuver. Your rounds are basically like this vest that I'm wearing here, all up on the front. So you have them here, maybe some in the back. And then if you have either Alice or mole gear, or Molly, or whatever you want to call it, that gear on top, you can have multiple packages for 30 round clips. So either the guy had just the load bearing vest, wearing camouflage, kids in ski masks, we don't know. But the load bearing vest is one of the telltale signs of potential. I mean, who else has a load bearing vest? The military, government agencies, and quote unquote militias. The load bearing vest, 90 rounds of ammo comfortably. It's alleged that the shooter, this is an actual replica of an M4 carbine, which is very similar to an M16 rifle, just a smaller version, adjustable. But it's actually a pellet gun. As you can see, it's just a pellet gun. This is not a real firearm. So all you paranoid ass people out there saying these terrorists with their AR-15s are going to take over the government. Let's examine the crime, the quote unquote crime. So first of all, it's alleged that the weapon that the shooter had was obtained illegally. So that's already thrown out there. So he didn't go to the store and buy this from your, your local gun dealer with your 2-week FBI verification on your identity and your background check. He probably got this from like some dude in the east side, or like some gangster guy that, you know, has tons of weapons that he doesn't give a shit who he sells them to, even kids. So all this talk about gun laws making it harder to get guns, no. That's one of the fantasies that the people who believe in anti-government try to throw in. We have a replica of an AR-15 M16 type weapon. This is an assault rifle, not used for hunting, only hunting bad guys, I guess you can say. So like if we're in Vietnam, we'd call it deer hunting. So the weapon is capable of using a .223 round, and you could insert different types of magazines. A lot of people call these clips. These are not clips. These are magazines. This type of magazine right here, again, it's just a replica, but if it was real, it could probably hold about 5 or 7 rounds. Magazine is inserted here, just like this. And if you don't do it right, chances are you're gonna literally have that happen to you. The magazine's gonna fall out of the gun. So if you're an unexperienced shooter and a rookie noob and don't know what they're doing, you're gonna put the magazine in wrong and it's gonna fall out just like that. So with that said, that was one of the alleged incidents that took place during the Portland Mall shooting. Was that the alleged shooter was trying to load his weapon with the magazine, and the magazine fell out and was, I guess, what was it, left at the site?
Yeah. No, because they found a full one.
Right, a full magazine left at the site.
So they must have had at least 2.
Right. So
right.
Again, there's mention of a load-bearing vest. So with the mention of the load-bearing vest, we have magazines that are high-capacity magazines that can fit all along in a jacket or a vest. You know, you have them stacked up. You have one here, and then another one on top, and they're about this long, about yay long, from my fingertip to the bottom fingertip down here, and 30 round capacity. Or you could even get extended magazines, which are 90 rounds, and different types that are not your quote-unquote conventional warfare type of magazine. Common magazine is 30 rounds. So, you go into a war zone scenario, there's going to be tons of 30-round magazines. Now, you have hobbyists and gun enthusiasts and quote-unquote the militia people who believe in a well-regulated militia, which has regulations has to do with your weapon being up to regulation and code. So they believe that certain regulations call for a high magazine or a high capacity magazine. So you have drums and you have extended magazines. So what ends up happening is you have these people with their load bearing vests able to load up these high capacity magazines, unload high amounts of fire. But the thing is, a lot of people don't understand the purpose of high fire. The thing is, look at military tactics are military tactics for a reason. The reason is to conserve ammunition and to use it when you need to use it. Fully automatic situation is when you're being attacked and you're trying to defend yourself because you don't know where the enemy's coming from, so you just want to be able to light up a certain area rapidly. Now, on an assault and an offensive, if you're an experienced shooter and understand what the hell you're doing, you're going to switch it into semi-automatic mode. You don't want to waste a bunch of ammo and take your time. Pick off the enemy. So this idiot or crazy asshole, whatever the hell he is, who went over to Portland with extended magazines, high capacity magazines, came in there, tried to load his mags, dropped one, which was allegedly reported. That was what, in what was it, AP?
It was in,
because there's a lot of them reporting on it.
Was
there's
in
a lot
their,
of articles right
It was
now.
actually from their local paper,
From the local Portland newspaper.
from the Oregonian,
From the Oregonian or Oregonian, or however you pronounce that.
newspaper.
So anyways, the people from the local area were reporting this immediately, right away. So the evidence is already there. So all that I'm getting at is the magazine being dropped. You got a rookie that doesn't know what he was doing. Some crazy kid probably doped up on drugs. Put into this situation. Okay, so the next part of the craziness, the total crazy story, is the alleged suicide. So with a weapon like this, I had a long talk about this earlier with a couple of friends of mine and actually with my friend Greg. We're talking about trying to kill yourself with an M16. So we really need to look at the autopsy reports as they come out, which should be coming up here pretty soon. Trying to kill yourself with an M16 like this. Again, this is just a BB gun. It's on safety. Trying to kill yourself like this. Okay, I'm able to hold this because it's light. Now, imagine a fully loaded M16 type rifle, M4 carbine, AR-15, whatever, something of that nature, an assault rifle like this. Trying to kill yourself from the side, from here you could do it. That's the only way. So,
But it's heavy. It's a heavy gun.
You can't do it this way. You can't do it from the back. You have to look at the exit wounds and really examine how this guy killed himself. So if he killed himself, the only feasible way of actually doing it is from coming down here and popping yourself in the dome. So it has to be somewhere from here, exiting through the back of the head. Easiest way to simulate that is, someone else shoots him from a distance, makes it look like he committed suicide. So again, the last thing that I'm getting at here, we need to look at the autopsy reports, see if there's one shot that killed him, because there's been cases, you can look this up for yourself, where, shot yourself in the head twice, suicides. Yeah, that's really hard to believe. And shooting yourself in the back of the head, it's another one of those, let's take my M16 here and put it in the back of my head and blow my face off and come on. Are you fucking stupid? I'm not. So, last thing said, look into the evidence for yourself. I don't know everything. You know what I'm saying? I just want to know what the hell's going on. I mean, this is some crazy stuff that we're living in. Enjoy the ride, because it's going to be one hell of a ride. 2013 is going to be pretty crazy. The United Nations gun ban is going into hardcore full effect, and they're really pushing this, and they're going to try to get it here. I'm not a radical crazy guy. I'm just an average Joe that works at an electronics company, and that's all I do. So, you know what I'm saying? You're probably just like me. You're probably better than me for that matter. You know what I'm saying? So, if you're better than me and if you know what the heck you're doing, look into this. You know what I'm saying? Keep your eye on it. There's something you could do about it. Don't think there's nothing you can do. I'm Manny from We Are Change East Band. I'm out. Peace.